love electricity, the Nirav Modha show. I'm your host, and guess who is our speaker today? Very amazing person. And so, if you're following me on the social media, you would be knowing some information about her, right? She's an electrical engineer, of course, and now she's pursuing as a project management professional. But there are many more things to explore in this talk show. This is just a very brief introduction about her. But today we are going to learn how she will be teaching us on time management, how to handle the pressure, because she is into this profession since many years. And there are many breakthroughs coming in this 1 hour show. So before I get her on the stage, I would like to give or tell you that how I came in contact with her. So I was just browsing my LinkedIn, and her profile popped up in the suggestion. And when I clicked it, something I found very intriguing. What was that? The first post which I saw was she was awarded with the Women's Elegance Award, and I was like, oh my god, wow, this is something interesting. And I started exploring more about her, and I found that her journey must have been very interesting, struggleful, and she must have come longer way with all the odds, handling the struggles, being a female, coming to this point after doing the engineering. This everything was so interesting for me, and I thought, let me connect with her and let's bring her experience reach million peoples now. So, without wasting any time, it's time to bring her on stage. And, but not like this. Let's put your hands together and please welcome Rashmi Goppi.
Thank you so much, Nirav, and thank you so much for the introduction. I really, and I never thought this kind of introduction can happen for me. So thank
My
you,
pleasure, ma'am. Thank you very much, first of
thank
all,
you,
for
thank you.
accepting our request and sparing your time from your busy schedule and yeah, joining us in this live show. So,
Pleasure is
we
all
have
mine, Nirav. Yeah.
people joining, and yeah, maybe we would like to start with your introduction. So just let us know from where you belong to and how was your journey.
Uh, I belong to West Bengal. Okay, I started in an environment. This is a very unbiased environment. So
Hmm.
first struggle was not there, like being any female, what I should do. So after schooling, when I did the engineering, so many people said they not to take the electrical engineering because this is not for girls. 14 to 15 years back, you may not get good job like this. But I don't know what happened, but I had a love to this engineering field, electrical engineering. So I
Hmm.
took electrical engineering, and my graduation year is 2006. And that time, that time there is no internet. This type of, there's only one mobile. That's a Nokia mobile system. We can receive call and just call others. So that time there is a no internet and all these things. And then I started my journey. Then people said, okay, chalo, then go to the teaching profession. It is very good for women. Okay. So what
Hmm.
my opinion is, every profession require your dedication, knowledge, skill. It's not like that, you can do this profession because this profession doesn't have any value. I mean, this other concentration or skill. So career choice should be based on your knowledge, your skill, your interest. That is, and every profession needs a dedication. So
Correct.
people, yeah. So this is a very
uh,
misconception, I feel.
that's really a very good point you have
Yeah.
touched. And but before going and or seeing your college life, I would like to know something about your school life also. And one most important question I always ask to an electrical
Yeah, yeah.
engineer: what made you decide to choose electrical engineer? Because at that point of time also, I remember in 2004 to 2008, there were many other fields which were booming, like electronics, IT
Yeah.
was there. So what made you thought that still going or sticking to the core branch would give you, an edge, or maybe would secure your future? So initially, just please tell us about your school life and then answer to this question.
Yeah, my school life was good. As I said, I mean, my childhood was in an unbiased environment. So in
Hmm.
the school life, I didn't face any kind of biasing opinion. It is like go study or secure your future. You have to secure. I mean, have to do a good job and this type of. I mean, the normal life I had. But when I chose engineering, that time, yeah, many people said like this engineering stream is not for girls or like this. But my upbringing is being as I came from an unbiased environment, so my
Hmm.
characteristic was like different, and my stubbornness. Okay, people said that this field is not for girls, and this field is good for girls. So that made me choose the electrical engineering. So nothing
Wow.
else. So that time I didn't had any idea. That time we didn't have the smartphones and all these things. So that stubbornness,
Okay.
I chose the engineering. And
So,
yeah,
see, this is, I think, the first takeaway of this show, that when someone challenges you that you cannot do it, this should, take up it properly in your mind, and you should challenge this, that why I cannot do it. I can do anything and everything what I love to do it, and that's what electricity
exactly.
branch is all about. If you love electricity, nothing can stop you to pursue your
True.
career in this. Wonderful, man, wonderful.
True, true. Yeah, that I always, go against the flow. It is my characteristic. I don't know those. So, and I believe that every people, not as a boy or girl, doesn't matter. So, you should have the stubbornness.
Hmm. Hmm.
What you
Correct.
want to do, you have to stick on this. But yes, you have to explore also the opportunities because nowadays, internet has comes and we all have the smartphone. So please check before you choose something. So do research and check this whether it is in line with your skill or knowledge or interest is not, and then go. That is
Right.
my always, suggestion to every aspirant.
So, ma'am, can you just tell what are those aspects which they should consider, and how this check, should go? Whether what kind of interest they should see, and how they can land up that they can really pursue an electrical engineering? Because this is a very big dilemma nowadays. People are having that, whether, uh, of course, the electrical concepts are very tough. It's not like everything is imaginary, and the practical portion is when you learn the theories in detail, then only you will be able to understand the practical things. Unlike mechanical, it's not that easy. So what is your opinion in this view?
Yeah, definitely. When you're a student, that's my opinion. Is you have to study definitely, but not only study, you have to learn. And this for in the college, I think the infrastructure is also matters because when we are student, we don't have that much maturity. So we
Right.
have to take the help of teachers, students, and now the internet is available, so they can teach you. Okay,
Hmm.
and another thing is group discussion. Do group discussion with your team and try to innovate something, discover something what you have learned. So this application is required. If you study only without understanding, you cannot pursue your career in future. So that is a very crucial thing at what I feel.
Hmm. Hmm. Great. Yes, so I think, then how you, when it came to choosing the college, I'm sure there must be having a lot of options in front of you. Did this matter a lot for you to choose a particular college, or was there any selection for you that I want to go into this college, or you wanted to just pursue the electrical engineering no matter wherever you got the admission?
No, I mean, West Bengal, there's a different scenario. You have to crack the joint entrance exam, okay?
Hmm.
And then based on your rank and the availability of seat, you will get the college and you will get the seat. So it is not always in your hand, in your
Hmm.
option. But
Hmm.
I'm lucky enough that I got a very good college, and there I had a very good infrastructure, and I had a very good teachers
Okay.
that, yeah, though they motivated me a lot. And yeah, that definitely matters. The college and teachers definitely matters, and that time
Hmm.
also it was my good luck, so I got a good college and good team. But if you have I mean this option, you can choose your college, then go to the website and see how their infrastructure is, because for this core engineering, you need the workshop and the, I mean, the lab. So this is very much important, and the faculty and everything. So you have to check this for core engineering.
Correct. So, Very good input. The college infrastructure,
Yeah,
maybe the practical rooms, these all are very much important. But your dedication is also as important as what all these factors are. And I've seen people making their dream career even coming from not so good colleges, or maybe B grade
yeah, yeah.
colleges or C grade colleges also. So don't be in that confusion that you are not in a good college, or maybe you didn't get the college of your choice, but still you can make your dream career.
Yeah, sure,
So
sure.
initially
Because
you should definitely
your dedication is dedication matters. It is
correct.
not like that. If you have the option, you can choose, or you have don't have the option, don't get upset. So your dedication is matter. Learning is everywhere. So start upscaling yourself and go through this type. Go through the magazines or the other books and internet, YouTube, there are everywhere. Or one thing I must say, कि nowadays there is a very big role of a career coaching. Because that
Yeah,
our time it was not like that, but these days it really matters. So you have a good coach and a good mentor, so definitely it will help you.
correct, correct. Thank you, ma'am. So now I'm waiting to listen, or maybe our viewers are also uh, waiting to listen about your college life. How was that 4 years for you? There must not be a big strength of women's, females, girls in your college. And how was it? Just would you like to reveal something about your 4 years college life? So before that,
Yeah,
you did your 12th and you got admission in BE, right?
yeah,
Correct. So I think then it's a 4 years for you, the
yeah.
curriculum.
Yeah. In the college, what I say, okay, there are a number of girl students. It's not like that they're not girl student, but yeah, in electrical, there is a less girl, and the mechanical is a very lesser girl student. What I saw, but the
Right.
problem is, that as much as the girl student they study in the college in this core field, but in the professional field we don't we don't see them. So that is a very miserable and awful experience for me. I don't know what is the reason, what is the background. What is the reason? Yeah, definitely the two reasons I can understand. One is the dilemma, because nowadays still we say that these fields are male dominated industries. But what I have experienced that technology replaced our muscle power. I mean, in the maximum cases, not each and every case, but maximum cases. So now there is an infrastructure. I was going through an interview of Mrs. Sudha Murthy. That time he wrote the letter to the Tata group, and again that point came that the infrastructure, they didn't have the infrastructure. That's why they were not interested to appoint a girl. Okay. And it is so
Mhm.
awful. After 50 years, we are standing the same environment. Because,
Correct. Yeah.
yeah, but nowadays in our country, resources readily available. So no
Mhm.
one is, the industry, they don't want to invest on infrastructure. And that is the main problem. It is not nothing a male dominated or girls, they cannot do this.
Mhm.
But the fact is that definitely there is a less opportunity for women. I also suffer so many things because I feel that I am capable to for this opportunity, but I don't get the job. So
Mhm.
yes, this is, you will fail down and then you have to bounce back again if you love
Mhm.
and if you have the stubbornness. So these are the two reasons, mostly the how much girl students are in the college, they are not in the industry or the field.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course, there is an extra security required, and there are a lot of other things. All the facilities has to be maintained, and this is obviously difficult for the industries to maintain back in those days. But now I think we see a drive of woman empowerment in many industries, and the scenario is changing. I would say even in my company, maybe there's a drive of increasing the female workers and encouraging them, and even bringing them back from where they
yeah,
have taken a short break or a sabotage kind of thing. So yes, something, can you throw some light on how was your performance in the college days? How did you find those subjects where they really, because taking a decision is one thing, and
yeah.
then when you have to learn all those things and score some marks to understand those concepts, how was your experience between the plan thing and the execution of 4 years?
Yeah, there is a quite difference. I was like an average student, to be very honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what actually my problem was that okay, whatever I studied, I learned.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the gap. What I say, okay, you may not know the 10 things, maybe. Though knowing the 10 things is good, that is definitely expected. But if
Hmm.
you don't know the 10 things, you know only six. But know this at least. But otherwise, you cannot survive in this industry. No,
Yeah,
no.
and thoroughly
Whatever,
know this that
thoroughly know this. Learn. I
you
mean,
you
you're learning your conception.
correct. Yeah,
Okay.
you are
Yeah.
really into it and you know in
And
and out
yeah.
of it. So it's not important to know 100% out of your curriculum.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I have seen students, they would like to cover their entire course.
Entire
At
course.
least they
Yeah.
would to touch up, but then they'll end up knowing nothing in
Nothing
many
exactly,
subjects.
exactly
So
that I also feel. When I take interviews, the candidates and like this. So I feel that the basic things are missing. So it doesn't matter what you study; it's matter what you learn. So if you love, then you learn. Otherwise, exactly the same thing that you cannot survive in
yes,
competitive market.
uh, and once again, I would like to welcome all our viewers. If you have any question to this session, if you would like to ask anything to Rashmi ma'am, please put it in the comment box, and we'll be taking up your questions as soon as we get some time in between. So thank you very much once again for joining, and we continue. Yeah, ma'am. So we were just discussing regarding completing the curriculums. Now, what I feel that there are two major challenges students are facing right now. One is the time management. Managing the time going to the school. I think this takes half of their day, and then coming back and then deciding the rest of the time with some fruitful, tangible outputs. They are not able to manage the time. And of course, when they come at the fag end of the exams, there is a lot of pressure. So, being you a project management professional, I have two particular questions to you. How to manage a time
Okay. So in this stage or the school days?
in the school days, how they should manage the time. So let's discuss in two parts. Once they are into college phase, and how they should manage when they are into the profession world.
Okay. In school days, it mostly depends on the parents, to be very honest. Okay.
Hmm.
Nowadays, what I see, the children, they're, involved in so many things, and they do not get time. And so it is not the, it's not the right procedure. Do what you want to do and do with the concept and the learning is the major thing. You are engaged with the 10 things and you are learning only one thing or nothing. So that will not happen. So managing his time is very much do what you do and go to the depth and learn, get interest, and talk to the people who can guide you, maybe your teacher or your parents or someone is in your family, and guide them and learn them. When you get interest, you can easily manage your time. So don't involve in all the things. And definitely you have to learn how to manage your mobile, because in that stage, mobile is something that you can explore the world, but you
Right.
have to, yeah, use it in a constructive way. So if you learn these things and avoid all these things, yeah, the obstructions. Definitely, these are the obstructions,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that you have to learn from the beginning
Correct.
stage.
So at every point of life, I would say there would be something which can distract you totally from your
Distract your,
main
yeah,
study.
distract. So don't make your distraction your obstruction.
Correct.
Don't make your distraction.
And in college life, I believe nowadays mobile is the major contributor to that. And the college life now, they are getting the mingling with the wrong people. So
Yeah,
proximity
yeah,
of having the right people around you. See, I heard somewhere that you are the average of five people you are meeting every day. So
exactly.
that's the input you get it, and this is very important to understand in your college life also. People, those who are watching us, please take a note of this, that proximity is the key for success. If you are mingling with the wrong people, get out of them right now. Okay, there
So
is
at this stage, childhood and teenage, we hardly can filter what we get the input. So it is a very, very much learning. Try to understand, and yeah, that will help you.
great, great, great. Any other interesting topics you would like to share from your college life? Maybe you participated somewhere apart from your curriculum, or what were the extra co-curricular things you were doing? Maybe getting yourself ready for the first job. So when did that first thought came in your mind that now my college is going to finish and I have to start my profession? So that paradigm shift, all those doubts in your mind, will I be able to make it the first job, and some inputs on that topic.
At our stage, it came to our mind just beginning of the third year and the end of the third year and beginning of the final year. Nowadays, what I see, students are so composed. They know what they want to do from the beginning. But at our stage, engineering it was a fun. So we enjoyed our college days, and when we came to the end of the third year and the beginning of the final year, and when the campusing started, or no, that time we were very much serious now what to do after 1 year, because we didn't have the plan. And so we used to take help from our seniors and teachers. And yeah, that time it is a confusing state at
Mhm.
our stage. So I must not say okay, we were very much prepared that time. But
Mhm.
yeah, our time was different. Nowadays are different because you have all these facilities. So it is my lesson from my life that I want to convey to all the aspirants, that don't waste your 4 years. Okay, we didn't waste 4 years, because we enjoyed the learning and enjoyed the college time, and we learn what we want to study and all this. So in make this 4 year in a constructive way, and don't waste. And find out the options what you want to do and how to prepare yourself. So use this 4 years. This is a fantastic golden years in your life.
Correct. And what is the process, a simple process you would like to share? Maybe because you are into profession and you are also interviewing the students. Where is the lacuna? Uh, First of all, what is the expectations from the industry right now from the graduates? What do you look when you really interview the people? Because from the students perspective, they always think that they are perfect. I have a degree and I've done my 4 years with good grades, even though I've seen that they are not meeting the requirements of the industry standard. So where is the gap and how this can be filled?
Yeah, there is a huge gap, Nirav. Whenever I visit any engineering college, so I find a huge gap. Even when I take the interviews, now I found that huge gap. The student, they do not have the idea of what is the about the anything about the industry. So I
Mhm.
think colleges should take this responsibility as well. And other thing is that the students, you should take the guidance of either career coaching or any other industry experts, because in the college and when you go for an interview, you have to maintain some decorum.
Mhm.
Okay, and you have to prepare a CV like this manner. And there you have to go with a proper dressing manner, not just like you are wearing a sandal or like this. So it doesn't matter that you have to purchase a branded dress. It's not like that. But
Correct.
you have to present you in a manner. Whenever you are in a college, it is a casual life. But when
True.
you go to the professional field, now, that is a different life. So you have to understand the difference. You have to change the mindset, and you have to change this mindset. Whenever you go to the industry, you don't get a cabin and in the AC room, and you will go with the well dressed, suited, booted. No, it's not the life. So you have to be mentally prepared. Okay, you have to go to work in the field. If you are a core engineer, okay, even for the ITs, and those are also there, have to go through the tremendous pressure from the beginning. You do not get a cabin or like this. So in
Correct.
everywhere, and especially for core engineers, don't look at your ID or other industry friends like you have to go to site. If you do not learn, how can you grow? Because you are an
That's true.
engineer.
That's true.
So this type of dilemma, whenever we take interviews and we say candidate, you have to go to site. And sometimes even they said, "Okay, no, our family will not allow." Because their family also have this perspective, we have invested on our kids and they will go to office and this and that because of family pressure, society pressure, maybe this type of thing. So this is a very dangerous dilemma actually for the
Hmm.
students to begin
Right.
their career. So this is a very much gap, the understanding the industry, what are the industries are, because the when we went for this vocational training, no, first time I saw the generator, in a turbine or like this machine, because I went to the NHPC power station. This is generating
Hmm.
power station.
Hmm.
And when what we read in this book and what we saw in the practical field, it is a huge difference. So
Right.
you have to, and another thing is the soft skill. Core skill is very much important. Another thing is soft skill. Soft skill means how you conceive and how you pursue your knowledge. It is
Hmm.
the delivery. And another thing, one thing of this soft skill for the beginners is the mindset,
Yeah.
the delivery. So you have to check all these things, and then only you can step into this industry. So this is the big gap, huge gap.
Right. So this is the another breakthrough, friends. Don't just think that the life will be very easy after, at least once you have choose to become electrical or mechanical or civil, at least the core branches,
Core
right?
branches,
And
yeah.
nowadays not all the computer engineers are also having those lavish, like
Right.
they also start with package of 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. It's not like everybody is getting, starting with 18 lakhs, 20 lakhs package. And there is a huge gap between the core and the non-core fields. No, it's not like that. Of course, there are higher chances that you will start with a good package if you are into IT field, because IT is booming right now. But there is always a cycle for all these fields, and we have seen
Exactly.
that there were many downfall for all these fields also in the past, right? The history is clear for this. So why people choose to go into the core branch? Because the fluctuation is really low. At least you will not die out of your food and your home. You will
Yeah.
have a basic things to cater. And this advantage is a big advantage, because at some level your life is secured, right? uh, on the other hand, of course, there are good returns and there are big challenges also, and there's a big risk in that. Once the cycle gets over, you see a lot of people now, as we are seeing that now there is no more need of coding people, because chat gpt and all this computer aided things can do all these things without the help of people. So no manual intervention required. Now you think how a big hit it will be to the people who have just invested into this such kind of very specific branches, right? So electrical branch is not like that. It is so versatile, and it's easy to go from electrical branch to any other field, but it's very difficult to come back to electrical branch. Have you seen? I mean, at least I have not seen anybody coming from IT field to electrical branch, but vice versa is definitely possible. So by entering to this branch, you can unlock many other ways outside the boundary of electrical engineering. Nowadays you have the boom in EV sector. Nowadays you have a boom in green energy, and this all will be substantially increasing the demand for electrical engineers in future. So thank you very much, Rashmi ma'am, for throwing some light on this portion. And how you landed your first job. I cannot resist to listen this journey, because this is a mixture of both, like the college life is getting ended and you are entering into a new world. How was your journey, where you must have applied for some of the campuses where you got selected in campuses, or you found your job by your own? And how was your this journey was for you?
Yeah, in campus interview, I got a job in IT company. Okay, but
Okay.
yeah, but I didn't accept. I didn't accept because I didn't go to the IT sector. But that, I mean, during this 4 year, I started loving the electrical field, and I wanted to be a core engineer, a core electrical engineer, and I wanted to work in project. So that time, I got a good job with good package, but I didn't get it.
Oh
So
wow.
my
That's a heart for electricity. That's a love for
yeah, yeah.
electricity I would like to give.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is something really interesting. I didn't knew before this that you rejected the campus
Yes.
of IT and you stick to the core branch. Wonderful, wonderful. So again a big question, how you made this decision, because of course a good package at that point of time, IT field, you know that at least for 10 years this is a secured field and
Yeah.
there will be a lot
Yeah.
of good opportunities. But what what was the decision for
That
you?
is, as I said, I always go against the flow. So it is my stubbornness and the love to the electrical engineering. I didn't like. I didn't. I mean, feel like to accept this offer. Okay, and yeah. So most of my friends got job
Mm-hmm.
encompassing. So the few were left, and our struggle and our pressure from family and other side. You can understand now after 4 years when, I mean, family invest on you and they want your secure future. They're not wrong. They want your secure future, and I got call from a good company that time. So I didn't accept. So my struggle started, and. Initially, a few months after my graduation, I started working as a part-time lecturer in a diploma engineering
Mm-hmm.
college. Yeah,
Wow.
and then I got my first break. And after 2 or 3 months of joining, I was posted at site. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
that site was, I mean, terrible Maoist. Most of the I mean, site was a Maoist travel area, and it is a very rural area, and you don't know when the landmine will burst. Because you
Oh.
may not be the target, but the landmine do not know that you are. They only can count the time. So unfortunately, if you pass through that area and that time, so landmine can I mean, make a target.
Oh,
So this type
really
of this
challenging.
time, really challenging, and there was a substation package under power grid, and some of the substation was, the six number of substation is there. So some of them are in the rural areas, and there's the moist travel areas definitely. And I spent there 3 years, so my learning and my experience is tremendous. I was get out by the I mean, local people, for the I mean, and definitely some local people welcomed us. So this is a I mean, tremendous area. And sometimes we didn't get food. The commissioning was going on, and there is a remote area where we did not have any food or something. So some villagers, they give rice, the puffed rice and fried potatoes like this. So entire team we took lunch with this. So these are the extremely journey for me, and the learning, and where I got learning for the project management also, because for project management you have to know the project. Okay. So I spent there 3 years, and when I started my journey, as I said, people say that go to the teaching profession. This is good for you. Okay. So I rejected their offer, and then when I got break to the industry, then people said, okay, so go to the design, choose a design, because you will get the, I mean, office job then. So again I rejected. I don't know the prospect and the future. But when people say that no, you cannot do this, and or you cannot sustain, that time my stubbornness, or due to my stubbornness or something, that a challenge, as you said, okay, yeah, I accepted the challenge, and I against went to against the flow. Again I went to the against to the flow. So that was thing, and then I survived. And when I went to the site, people were starting saying, and I was the only female engineer that time, because the many companies are working, but I was the only female engineer. And the plus point is, after my posting, after the 6 month, other organization also started deploying female.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And that time, these were the under construction substations. So there are no washroom and like this. Any facilities was not there. So you can understand how challenging the life was. Yeah. So yeah, but I took the
wonderful.
challenge. I proved
Wonderful.
everyone wrong. And after 3 years, the power grid and everything in a meeting, where the executive director was there and every other organization was there,
Yeah.
and the DGM of the power grid, he said that she's the best electrical engineer, and that is the award for me,
Wow.
because
Let's give a big round of applause for this
thank
big achievement. This is breaking the stereotype, getting into such harsh environment, being resilient to walk. the path, the decision you have made. This is very important. Once you decide you want to go for it, there is no U-turn, guys. Right? This is something you need to learn if you want to achieve something big in your life. If you
And
have taken
there are
decision,
some subcontractors, Nirav, they used to come with the arms, you know,
oh,
and when they
mhm,
are in the office, just they just put their arm on the table and then started talking like this type of environment. And that time you understand that how young I was. I didn't have this idea, all these things, but I handled, I managed. So yeah, I took the challenge.
wonderful, 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 wonderful. You made me remind my 6 months I spent on the Tuticorin site in Tamil Nadu. This was a similar kind of site. Tuticorin is a port in Tamil Nadu in the extreme south of India, south eastern portion. And the biggest challenge was it was a dry city. Like in that portion, the geographical region is such like the rainfall is very less, and the summer lasts for maybe even months there, and very few rainfall there. So despite of that, there was a more challenge of the language barrier, because
Yeah.
being a North Indian, a vegetarian guy going into the southern region, full of uh, the meal problem and all those things, and even the language barrier, you recall those days. And the similar struggle I also have gone through for maybe 6 months, 7 months. And but the result what you get at the end, I commissioned 165 MVA transformer in the midnight. We unloaded that transformer on that
Yeah.
site when everybody was sleeping, enjoying the life, because you don't have distractions. And then we decided, I don't want to unload this big transformer, don't want to execute it in the daytime, because there are a lot of chances of accidents
Yeah.
there, a lot of people are working, and the situation can go uncontrolled. So we decided only three people on the site, the construction team, my manager was there, a site manager, and I. We took this leadership and unloaded this transformer, and morning when everybody came, they were surprised that what a great decision, man. This everybody
Yeah.
was amazed, because this was a major milestone, in every
Yeah.
project. Commissioning
Definitely.
of transformers is one of the
On the yeah,
key
this is a
thing that
key
everybody is
thing. Yeah,
eyeing. Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the
When we
accomplishment
commission
you.
the substation in the entire environment and the success, I think that time I feel like yeah, this is the success of being an electrical engineer that day, and definitely, you know, this is a very big thing.
Great. So you told you were on site, and then how you then transformed to become an project management professor? Like there would have been phase that you it must have come to a saturation that now I want some change, not because of the money or the other aspects, but of course then you must have started your family. And how you manage this, between the family life and the professional life.
Look, need a family. Yeah, definitely, we all need a family support, and especially for women. Okay. So for this, I will request each and every the family members of the every engineer, especially women, okay, please support your daughters, support your girls, support your wife, support your partner, whoever that. So I'm very much lucky for that.
Hmm.
Okay. So I don't have that struggle. Okay. And family life, if you say it is not always like you can balance your profession and family. If you are in a responsible position, if someone, maybe you are not at site, you are in the office, but you are the project manager, your site people are facing some problem or some going through some matter, you have to attend call at the midnight even.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
you have to be that much responsible. I'm
True.
not saying if it's not important or something you work on Saturdays, Sundays. It's not like that.
Hmm.
But you have to be, very responsible for your team, and because team matters. Maybe something is problem, something there is, there's a material shortage or something, and you can short out. Otherwise, site labor can sit idle or this work happen. So for this core engineer, even you may be on emergency duty also, because if you go to see the utility engineers, especially during the occasion period, festive season, they are on emergency duties. They cannot spend time with their families.
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
Sure.
so you have to set your mind like this. Hey, this is if you look like if you feel like I have to complete of profession and personal life balance, like after six o'clock I will not attend any call, or after the the working hour, before the working hour I will not attend the call. I will deliver only that much job. So this job is not for you.
Okay. Wonderful. And we have a wonderful comments from the people who have joined us. I would like to show on the screen. Harsh has given, the excellent comment. The way you explain everything is so fine. Enjoy your teaching style. All things to the point. Great content. Thank you, Harsh, for being with us. And thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful explanation. I think people are
One
having a
story
lot of
I want to
breakthroughs.
share, Nirav. I just, one day, one people just came to meet me and they said, "Ki when I was site." So, and he said, "Ki how you spend your time? You do not go for a holiday or like this because we came after it's a midnight, maybe it's
Mhm.
for the commissioning time or some time we had to work midnight and this." And he said, how do you spend your life, because we cannot think like that, we have a family, we have to go for holidays or like this. So he started saying like this. Then after that I say, "Okay, yes, definitely we work, for that, like people like you can go for holiday, so the road through you go to your destination, that is also considered by some engineer. They have spoiled their family life. The
Mhm.
electricity when you go to the hotels and this and the remote areas or this areas. So yeah, some electrical engineers spoil their family life, and that's why you get all these amenities. So we work for our industrial, development of infrastructure. So
Yeah.
we work for our nation, we work to develop the infrastructure of our nation. So that is why we're engineers.
That's really, really a good point you have touched. And at the end, you are contributing to some bigger goals of your country, some bigger goals in making your country big in this world, right? So don't think that you are just working in a small company. You are a part of this entire big
And the
ecosystem, and
nation,
and
yeah,
and your contribution matters a lot. Like you see from the people getting those accomplishments that after completing or seeing that big project being commissioned, the feeling is really priceless. I would say that maybe no bucks
definitely,
can overcome that. And feel that moment. Being an electrical engineer, you need to understand this things which are non-tangible outputs, I would say, you are producing from your career. So, one important point, ma'am, I would like to ask you here, very important question. Safety is a very important aspect, at least in our field, right? It can be life threatening sometimes. And I've seen many people losing their life because of simple mistakes, not because the mistake is done by them, but they were somewhere into the proximity of the mistakes done by others also sometimes. And what is your suggestion in this? How would you like to, give some light on this?
yeah, Nirav, I believe in zero tolerance safety, because nothing can cost our life. Safety and for electrical engineering, it doesn't give you the second chance. So you have to be
Mhm.
very careful. Safety is very matter, especially when we are working. During the shutdown, because we have to take shutdown sometimes, and we have to work just beside the live panels. And so the safety and the wear safety shoes, and please make sure all the equipment are off and the grounded, and you have the enough grounding equipment and if you are working in the shutdown, so please coordinate with those people, the maintenance people who are that never they can withdraw the shutdown during the workflow. So
Mhm.
it is your responsibility. Okay. And maintain all the safety rules, everything. Do not work in a live parts or anything. So be very careful when you
Right.
will be working. Be very careful. Use your safety shoes, safety jacket, life jacket, everything,
हम्म
and be
हम्म
very very conscious for this.
और यहाँ पे मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहूंगा, क्या आपने कभी झटका खाया है इलेक्ट्रिकल का?
काफी बार खाया है नीरव, बहुत बार खाया है, बट नॉट दैट मच, मतलब इतना बड़ा झटका कभी नहीं खाया है, बिकॉज I was very careful about all these things. So whenever we started working in a live part, I used to take care of whether the shutdown is available, and definitely I was always in touch with the people, with the WNM team, our maybe it we took shutdown for 3 hours, but it continued 4 and 5 hours. You cannot control the work now. And
Yeah.
that time the biggest problem was Nirav, that is the local people, rural villagers, they came to you because maybe that is time, the cultivation of for this they have to run their tulu pump and this. So it is they do not understand. Okay, it can be a fatal or whatever be the. Okay, so you have to be very, I mean, conscious. So yeah, I didn't मैंने उतना बड़ा झटका नहीं खाया, but छोटे मोटे झटके तो मैं बचपन से खाते आई हूँ, अभी भी खा रही हूँ.
और झटके खाने चाहिए क्योंकि झटके से आपको एक्सपीरियंस मिलता है एंड यू
That
कीप
makes you strong.
प्रोपेलिंग इन योर लाइफ. यस, दैट मेक्स यू
Yeah.
स्ट्रांग एंड दैट्स द ड्राइविंग फोर्स. जब तक आप चीजें एक्सपीरियंस नहीं करेंगे, हाउ यू विल गैदर दोज एक्सपीरियंस? सो if the success is your destination, the failure is your journey. Don't forget that, people. Failures से ही आप सीखते हैं, and that is the path you need to enjoy. Yeah, of course the destination is beautiful, but you need to love the journey to reach that destination. So, last topic I would like to discuss regarding the project management professional. This is very interesting field now. Many people are, showing their interest in this. And how do you feel? What are the challenges and what are the good part, pros and cons of this field? Do you recommend this field to the engineers?
Yeah, I recommend this, but you have to grow your soft skill also as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
for a project manager, like look, I have experience in working in domestic as well as overseas project also with the overseas stakeholders.
Mm-hmm.
So managing all the team with different goal at a time, okay, and make their goal towards the same project. So it's a difficult. So you need to grow your managerial power first of all, and to be a project manager, first you have to know the project. As I have experience in execution from the ground level, so I know the pros and cons and of everything, and I know the problem of their problem. Okay, what is the actual problem and what is their I mean, making their excuses. Sometimes it happens. It is a very practical thing.
Right.
And
Right.
if have do they have any problem, I even also can guide them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So knowing project is very much important first of all. And the project manager, yeah, if you have this managerial power, if you have if you see that, if you can feel that you can control your other team, okay, but not with a dictatorship, with the team playing, to make them
Mm-hmm.
understand the what is the actual record for this project. So you should have very much patience for this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you have the patience, you have the I mean, the skills, the leadership power, and listening power. You have to listen to them always. This is
Yes.
communication. Okay. So other than the core skill, you have to know all these things. If you have all these knowledges, your project manager is good for you. You have to do
Great.
upskilling daily, of daily basis. For a project manager, you have a different stakeholders, different cross function. They have their expertise. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but what is your expertise is to manage all the team for the sake of this project.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we hear a lot of this terminologies, project management, the time management, the pressure handling
yeah,
portion, the completion of the entire project, and then of course the commercial portion at the end, how much
yeah, yeah.
returns you have or how much sales you have done after completing this project. So what are the key, uh, you know, the expertise of a project manager? Uh, like inherently, I would say, first of all, that okay, these are some inherent things in me that this makes me suitable to become a project manager, or there is nothing like that, anybody can go through some kind of process, acquire that skill and become the project manager? What is your view on that? Is this a kind of inherent quality of a person being a project manager, or if a person goes through a process and transforms a little bit, acquiring those skills, this makes a good project manager?
Nirav, I think both are required. You know,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
yeah, because one thing is that interest, you have already that inherent quality in you. So definitely that is required, because all are good engineers. Okay, but the some are interest into the design field. Okay, they want to do more engineering. Okay, so that they want to concentrate on engineering, on R&D, research and development. So that is their interest. Some people are very much good in the procurement field, SCM field. Some people like that. Some people are good in execution field. So it is, the basic knowledge you have to, you should have the all the basic knowledges. Other than you cannot be a project manager, because a project manager should have the broad view of the project. Okay,
Right.
so this core knowledge is required, but now then if it's into, and then it is your interest if you want to be a project manager or not. If you feel that you have that broad view, you can manage all these things. So this is the
Mm-hmm.
first thing. Okay, then there is a procedure, that there is a many procedure that you have to understand how to control the budget, how to, the strategic planning, whether it is a resource, the manpower, and everything. So this is the learning. If you first check that whether you have the talent or interest to be a project manager, if
Mm-hmm.
yes, then upskilling is definitely required. Okay, to know a project, because the way you grow up, you have to manage a big project. The budget is also there, the revenue is also there, so everything.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the process. There are some tools also there. So this is the learning process. So there's a two parts to be a project manager.
Okay. Okay. Right. And uh, I've seen there are some courses like, PMP courses. So what do you recommend? Should they join some kind of courses to become project manager in the field? How would this help them to excel in their career?
Yeah, learning is always good, and this PMP and everything. There is a definitely good. The good part, good learning procedure, or you can do an MBA also. But
Mm-hmm.
before that, you have to know the project. If you do not know the project, if you know only the procedure, the project cycle like this, but how I can compare with your practical field? That will give
Correct.
you the, that will enhance your skill.
Right.
But the
So you
main thing
would
is the basic thing. So two parts are required.
so you would recommend that at initial stage you should be really working hands on, taking an hands on
Definitely.
experience of the project, and then only go for the project management sort of
Exactly.
thing, where you know all the nitty gritties, where you know what kind of challenge comes in the project and how to handle all those different dimensions of the project. Like ma'am said, budgeting is one portion, manpower handling is another portion, coordination is another portion, and at the end you are the leader, you are at the helm of the project, so you are the driving force, right? And you
Exactly.
should be able to drive it, not just lead it, right? Because leadership is a different quality, being bossy is a second thing, but driving something is really you are taking the responsibility on your shoulder and producing the desired results. Wonderful, ma'am.
Exactly. And I believe that every engineer should work at least 2 or 3 years ground to understand the project, understand the problem.
Mhm.
That I said, okay, I cannot think like that. Okay, now I'm in a corporate office, so I'm getting call from site and I'll not pick it up or not these things. No. So this practice you have to make. So for ground level experience is very much required, I believe.
Very good, perfect.
Yeah.
Very last topic. There are many topics we can keep on discussing, but we have to respect the time of the viewers. And I would like to ask you, what is the importance of mentor in your life?
Yeah, Nirav. Nowadays, I feel there is a mentor is very much required, because in our days, I was very lucky. I got good teachers in my colleges, definitely. And when I did some other industrial training, I did it in CESC, in
Hmm.
Kolkata. And that time when I saw some the engineers, they are working. That's transformer maintenance were going on that time when I joined the training. Okay,
Hmm.
when I saw there are so many engineers, they are working on this. They are officers actually. Okay,
Okay.
that time, and they inspired me a lot. Like I also want to be an engineer like them. So this was a motivate. This motivated me, and after this, I got some of them as my mentor, because they guided me a lot whenever I have
Hmm.
problem others. Because they also, I was a good, training that time. So all people appreciated me. So I had a good connection with them. And then gradually what I feel nowadays, as the field has changed, and when I go to the colleges and when I see the students, so I feel as a coaching and mentor is required from at the beginning stage, because now life
Hmm.
has changed, competition is much more, and some people, they either go with the flow. Okay, some other people also doing, my friends are also doing this, so I have to do this, or my parents said, or my family members said, so I have to do this. And when they in the field enough, they don't get the uh, interest to doing this. They do not know, actually they are quite blank. So that type of
Right.
experience I have seen. So I think the mentoring and coaching is very much required whenever you have a doubt, because in every step you have to set your goal, and you have set and reset your goal, okay, whether
Hmm.
this is right or not, because in every part of life our goal has been changed, our priority may change or something, whatever be. Okay.
Right.
So mentoring, a good mentor is very much important in our life.
Great, great, great. And I think this is the important thing one need to understand, that the teacher, the coach is something different, and mentorship is totally a different thing. People mix all those things, that at the end they
Definitely.
are going to teach something, but it's not about teaching, it's about transformation.
Exactly.
The journey of transformation is totally different from learning something and getting the knowledge, right? The
Exactly.
knowledge, once you know something, if you don't apply it, that knowledge is scrap for you. Understand this,
Exactly.
right? So take the knowledge, and the mentor does the same thing. They enrich you with the knowledge, they change your mindset, and then take you to the next level. Then you again hire a mentor at that point of time, he will take you to the next level, right?
Next
So
level.
that's how you grow in life. You need not to hire or stick with one mentor and he
One
can
minute. Definitely.
be a one stop solution for you. No, it's not like that. That's what the importance of mentor is at every stage of your life.
Average.
uh,
And
One
what you said,
pertinent.
Nirav,
Yeah.
exactly, the teacher teaches you in a general way. But the mentor, he or she understands you and align your interest and knowledge to the your mindset and the your lifestyle. So that is the difference between a teacher and a mentor.
Right, right, true. And I would like to ask you that, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What are your goals? How do you see yourself in the future?
Okay. First, I want to see myself taking interviews for more girls in this field. Definitely, I miss them whenever I go through a resume. I hardly get a good, but I mean, in that in a senior level, because I don't know where they are in. Maybe they are working in this different industry or not. But I hardly get the resume for the female candidate. So that I want. And another thing is, definitely I want myself in this engineering field,
Hmm.
mentoring other people, other aspirants also. That is also my one of my aspiration. And in electrical field, yeah, I want to grow more electrical engineers, and I want to grow myself also with a good team.
Wonderful,
That
wonderful,
is
wonderful.
my aspiration. There is no something can be that you want to be a VP, you want to be a president of your organization. That is not the goal. Whatever I do, I want to do passionately. I want to grow with my team, and I want to guide and or many other aspirants, other future engineers, young engineers. So I that is a team. So that is my aspiration.
Wow.
Spreading
I
the
think
positivity.
you are serving the biggest purpose of life, where you are thinking to transform the life of others, taking
Yeah.
their journey to the next level. So I think nothing can be more prestigious than thing, and the bigger purpose of life, I would say. Of course, all have a different purpose in our life, and we are serving that and moving in that direction. But helping someone from where they are stuck, this is, I
Yeah.
think, the great thing
Yeah.
one can do, and give back to the society
We
what we
should,
have
I
done.
believe, we should extend our support as much as possible. That is make us a team, and that is the learning of team playing that we require to be a leader, as a project manager, or whatever we do.
Great, man. So I think it's almost time now to say goodbye to you all. And once again, I would like to thank Rashmi ma'am for sparing your time with us, giving wonderful insights of your inspiring journey, and getting breakthroughs to our viewers. Um, in future also, when you maybe are sitting at the higher position making some other goals, we would again like to invite you in the show, and keep this journey moving. So thank you very much those who have joined with us today. And thank you, Rashmi ma'am, once again. Have a wonderful day, and we wish you all the best for your future. Any
Thank you, Nirav.
last
Thank you.
feedback
Yeah.
from your end regarding this program, how we can improve it, and last word of thanks from you?
First of all, Nirav, you are doing an amazing job. Yeah, definitely a mentor, career coach, and guide like you we require more in our society. That you can reach to the many aspirants, and they can have this guidance. And your work inspired them a lot, I believe. So I really, from my end, this is the perfect show, and try reach to many more aspirants like you do. And yeah, from my end, all the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. So, have a nice Sunday. Spend time with your family. Be safe, and see you again next time. Till then, bye bye. Take care. I love electricity.
Yeah, thank you, Nina. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.